point, student?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, parent class and derived classes, that is very, very important. So, here it is converting the type of the object safely means I'm writing downcasting while doing this downcasting. So next we will discuss about what is downcasting, what is upcasting. So what is downcasting means you are casting from base to casting from base to derived. Base to derived. Getting my point, students? So dynamic cast, it converts the type of the object safely. The two when it is going to useful means whenever you are doing downcasting. Downcasting is nothing but you are changing the type of the object from base class, base type to derived type. Okay? Base type to derived type. So this is very high level information about dynamic cast. We go in detail about this. So now till this clear? Anyone is having doubt?
No, sir. No, sir.
Yes, yes.
Sir, if you don't mind, can you repeat again? So I'm late for the class.
Now,
Sir,
yes.
sir, can you elaborate or explain how you are saying that it converts type of object safely? Like,
Yes. First, let me tell you. Definitely, will do. Okay. Definitely, will do that. First, let me explain. Please, just listen. I will explain you. I will justify each and every statement with program.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And one more thing is, you are using a dynamic casting. That is very, very important, students. You are using dynamic casting. You must remember that the program means, already I told you, program should contain the concept of inheritance. Correct? If it is having inheritance, this is very, very important. Inheritance. This is very, very important. It must having the concept of inheritance. You are using inheritance means you must have base class and derived class. Correct? Base class and derived class. So here you are using a dynamic casting means one more important point is base class must be base class must be base class must be polymorphism. Okay, polymorphism. So base class must be polymorphic means I will show you how it is a polymorphic. Directly we can say base class should contain virtual. Base class should contain virtual function. When we discussed a lot about this virtual function in last classes. So for now, just you remember this point. I will justify this statement again with the program. Okay. And one more important point about this dynamic cast is, I told you just now. Aditya is asking, sir, safely or unsafe? Of course. Suppose if it is safe means it is success. Okay, it is success. So that means typecasting is success. Casting is success. When casting is success, is nothing but, yes, once you come to know, yes, it's done casting successfully, it's a valid. Then what is the meaning? How come you know, yes, it is a success, succeeded or not means, definitely it returns new type of the object. Okay, it returns new type of the object. New type means you are converting from one type to another type. No, if it gets succeeded, definitely you will get new type of the object. Suppose if it is failure, getting my point? It is failure. If it is failure, here we can get two cases. We can get two cases. If it is failure, we can get two cases. First case is, if it is a failure, it returns null pointer. Returns null pointer. That is nothing but it is returning 0. Yeah, it is returning 0. One more is failure. That too, when it returns null pointer means whenever you are using pointers, it returns null pointer. Whenever you are using references, returns. Whenever you are using references, it rises an exception. Students, see, if it is a pointer, it returns null pointer. If it is a references, it rises an exception. Exception is nothing but we can call it. It's like a standard exception. Bad exception. Bad cast. So this is the a theory about all these things. So here, sir, what is this pointer and what is this references means? That's why to understand this, I have given as an example. If you do dynamic cast like this is nothing but a pointer. So while doing with pointers, if it gets success, it returns new data type. If it gets failure, if it is a pointer, it returns null pointer. That is nothing but it returns 0. So if it is a references, that means if you use the syntax like this, so definitely you will get an exception. That exception is nothing but it is a bad cast. Anyone is having doubt regarding this? See, if you want, you please take a photograph of this. So because we'll justify all these statements with programs. Anyone is having doubt? Students?
No, sir.
Yes.
Let's do a program, sir.
Yes. So sure.
Yes.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, I have a question.
Yes.
So, with all the casting methods and everything, what can you not cast from one thing to another? So you can cast from a certain variable to a different variable, like interior to character. So what can you not cast from one thing to another?
Not cast.
Yes, sir.
Not cast means?
What is impossible to cast from one thing to another?
No. Impossible to cast means here we can cast from any data type to any data type. Okay. That's why in reinterpret cast we discussed one important point. What is that? Yes, it will do the casting. It will do casting from any data type to another data type. But that's why here by using this dynamic cast we can see it is possible, it is not possible. So we need to work on these references. Here there is no condition like what not casting. There is no such kind of condition like that. So as per my knowledge, still now after gone through all these data types, we can convert from any data type to another data type. But if it is not correct, the casting is not perfect, we will get invalid result. Otherwise, we will get valid result. If you go with this dynamic casting, so if it is get success, you can get that valid data type. Otherwise it is giving a null data. Once you come to know null data, you come to know that yes, that is a bad cast. Okay, Shoresh. Getting my point. You can change it from any data type to another data type. But answer for your question is not casting means, so like this. Now we are discussing about all these points. Yesterday we have taken one case like once you convert from structure to int, again from integer to once you go to the character where it was giving some invalid result. To do that, again we need to go back to the original data type, then only we will get valid data. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes. See, we can change it from any type to any type, but we have different alternatives are there, different solutions are there to get the data, perfect data. That's it.
Okay, sir.
Okay? Yes. So now.
So, sir, one more question actually.
Yes.
So I'm just, okay, there's not a question actually. I just want to confirm whether I've understood casting. So casting basically it makes a guess based on the binary data of the memory address, right?
No. Here only reinterpret cast only. It is taking the like that.
So how do the other casting methods work? They
Shorish,
take an
we will
okay.
discuss about all these things in another class. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, no? Just first
Okay, sir.
let me finish this. Then we will discuss about all those things.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Because we distract from the subject again.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So now I will take one simple program. You please see this. You also do from your side. See, I'm writing the program for dynamic cast. Okay. I'm writing program for dynamic cast. You're writing program for dynamic cast means I told you we must use the concept of inheritance. Okay. If there is inheritance concept, then only there is a meaning of using dynamic cast. You remember this point. So now here, within this program, we must include the concept of inheritance. Correct? Correct or not? You are using inheritance means we must use minimum 2 classes. Correct? Class?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir,
yes.
yes.
I'm taking A. Class B. Inheritance means must have the relationship. Here, okay. Are both related? Are both related? Students, I'm asking you only.
Yes, sir.
Yes, they have a relationship. That is public inheritance. B is the child of A. That is a public type inheritance. You know very well about.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, see empty classes. I'm creating one object for A. I'm creating one object for B. Now, see out. Type of A is type ID. See, we are using this type ID. This is one of the RTTI component, correct? Is giving the type of the object at runtime. It is identifying the type of the object during runtime, then it is giving the information to the user. So without knowing that, without using RTTI concept, we were using a type ID like anything. Even for every variable, we are using this type ID, a function that is a type ID operator. So I will develop a program slowly. See here nothing. I have created one program. I written one program with inheritance A and B. A is the base class, and this is a base class, and B is the child class. And just I'm displaying type of A and the type of B. See, type of A is it is for object for class A, and the B is object for class B. Correct? So you are identifying the information about objects A and B. Who is giving that information? Type ID operator. Type ID operator is the one of the component of RTTI. Understood? Understood?
Yes,
Hello?
yes, sir.
I justified this statement. What is that? This type ID. Type ID returns actual type of the object, pointers, references, variables at runtime. So now what I do? So now I have taken like just normal object. If you want to take pointers, you can take pointers also. Now you see, I'm declaring pointers also. Capital A star P1 pointer variable, capital B star P2. Okay. Take same type of P1 is type of P2 is, now we'll see. See, P1 is the pointer to class A and P2 is pointer to class B. Correct? Correct or not, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, see, these are the normal way objects. These are the pointers. Now, just R1 B ampersand R2. Okay, we must initialize it, otherwise it will show you an error. I will tell you about these references later. So that means it will display references. For now, I'm not using this because we must initialize this. So now type ID, it is giving the information about pointer. References I will show you later. Variable means I have taken normal object. It is giving information about runtime. I justified this statement. It's over. So now, next step is what I'm doing. You please see carefully. So now I will start doing typecasting. Here I will show you address of A is, that is also important. Ampersand A, handle, out, address of B is ampersand B. So that means I'm displaying addresses of both objects. These are the objects. One is that E0F, another one is E0E. Very good, fine. So now I'm doing typecasting with the dynamic cast. A star, I'm taking one variable that is A star, P A star. Already I have used pointers, no? So already I showed you what I do. I'm deleting this information, just I'm putting comments because I'm using same names. Here A star P1 is equal to dynamic underscore cast See, that means I'm casting dynamic cast A star. Destination type is A star. What I'm doing here, address of P. You please see this. I'm doing typecasting A star P1 dynamic cast A star B ampersand B. What I'm doing, what is the type of the B? Tell me. What is the type of the B?
B, sir, capital B.
capital B. It is for class A. It is a object of class B. Sorry, B is it is object for class B. What I am doing, I am casting B that is from derived to base. Am I correct? What is P1? P1 is the pointer variable for class A. I am casting from derived to base. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Just I am writing here derived to base. Derived to base. Casting from derived to base. Now I will display what is inside P1. You please tell me, any one of you, what is P1? What is P1? Any one of you, please guess. Hello? What is P1?
It is not initialized, sir. Garbage value.
Huh? What is P1?
Sir, it is not initial pointer, sir.
Ah, yes, P1 is the pointer variable. What it is, what it holds. You please see
Address.
carefully. What is the address? B. Ah, yes, the address of the B. Okay, address of the B. Now, you see this? What is the address of the B? Object B. 067E06, correct? Now P1 is having E06, correct? Correct? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. So that means here, what you need to think, basic information is, you please read this statement. You please read this statement. Here, we got some address. If casting is success, wait, I displayed what is P1. I want to display type of P1 also. Type of P1. Already I have used that statement. I will copy this. Type of P1. Type of P1 is P1A. That means I casted. What is P1A? P1A is nothing but it is class A, correct? That is a base class. So that means here we done that casting from derived to base, successfully. Am I correct? From derived to base successfully. You see this. If casting is success, it returns. Students, if casting
Data
is
type, sir.
success, it returns new data type. Am I correct or not?
Yes, new data types.
In this case, what is the old data type? Is class B, correct? After doing this, what is the new data type? Class A. Am I correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. That means here that casting is succeeded. That's why here it is showing new data type. What is a new data type means? Here new data type is class A is the new data type. Okay. Here it is succeeded. Very good. Well and good. So now here you come to know about the casting is success. Whenever the casting is success, it simply shows you, it simply display new data type. That's why here it is displaying new data type is some A, P1A. Now what I will do, you please see this. Be carefully. E star P2. What I'm doing here? Tell
Sir,
me.
Upcasting, sir.
Huh? Yes. That is from
derived to base.
Previously we did derived to base only, no?
Yes, 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 sir. We are, we are using object A, which is base.
What is that?
converting back to derived.
Base to
Derived.
base to derived, correct? Base to derived. We are doing base to derived. Here, I have given one statement. What is that? You please see this carefully. Where it is? Yes. Dynamic cast, it converts the type of the object safely, especially at the time of downcasting. Downcasting means casting from base to. Are you doing downcasting here? Are you doing downcasting here? Hello, students. Is it downcasting?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now you please see. I'm running this program first. Show you another. You see this?
The source type is not polymorphic.
What is source here?
A.
A is the source. Source type is not polymorphic. Source type is not polymorphic. So what does it mean? Source type is not polymorphic means I have given this statement. Again, I am justifying this statement. You see this? What is this? Base class must be polymorphic. Correct? Base class must be polymorphic. How can you justify this statement? Means base class must contain one virtual function. Then only you can do dynamic casting. Otherwise, you cannot do. The basic step of implementation of dynamic cast is it must have inheritance. You must remember these points. First point is it must have inheritance. And then second point is base class. Base class should contain one virtual. Otherwise, basically, it will show you this basic error. What is that error? Source type is not polymorphic. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, what should I do now?
So make that base class polymorphic.
Yes, we need to make that base class should be polymorphic. Polymorphic means I should add one function, correct?
Yes, sir. Virtual function.
Yes, I'm creating one function. If you see public, I'm writing one function. Void. First I'm writing show. Void show. Just I will display C out. Hi. That's A. Just I'm writing. Next. E. Both cannot contain same function, but it should be polymorphic. That's your wish. So here I'm writing show B. Okay. Now I have added one function. It is also public. Let's run this program. Again, it will show you an error. Even though both are having same function name, it is showing because of it should be virtual. Am I correct? It should be virtual.
Yes, sir.
That's why here I will add virtual. Little people are joining the class. Now you see this. Did you get any error?
The warning.
Warning is there. So type of P1 is P1A. Okay. First let me finish this. I will display. Yes, I will display what it is having. C out. Okay. Before that, first you see this. Yes, it is showing one warning. What is that? Please read this. Please read this.
So dynamic cast to A to class B cannot never be succeeded.
Yes. Please focus this word, students. Never succeed. Never succeed means never succeed. So here it is not showing an error. It is a warning. But it is not giving desired result. Definitely. See, with warning only, it is showing that it never succeed. It never succeed means, you please again go through this point. Failure. Okay? Correct? Failure.
Yes, sir.
Success means it returns new object, new type of object. Here, where did you see this success? Here we have seen, correct? In this case, we have seen. So here, if I run this program, address of A is, this is the address, just I'm taking this. Will change every time. Address of A. Okay. This is address of B. Here type of A. What is type of A? A, correct. Type of B is B. So now here, derived to base, what is P1? P1 is nothing but address of B. Address of B means this is the value, correct? Now, what is the type of P1 here? Type of P1, E. And type of P1 is C here. A, correct? A, here new type, correct? A. That means here it is success. So whenever it becomes success, again I am going back. Whenever it becomes casting is success, it returns new type of the object. Here, what is the new type of the object here? Here it is giving A, correct? New type of the object. That's why here it is giving A here. A is the new type. B is the old type. A is the new type. Here, after doing this, it is showing an error. What is that? Never success. Now, I will print same statement. We'll see what it will print. So it is showing that warning is never success. We'll see what is P2. What is inside P2? We'll see. Type of P2. First we'll see what it contains. See students, what is P2? Wait.
So it did not change, sir.
Yes. I copied statement, but I didn't change. Sorry. Yes, it is showing warning, never success. You see here?
0.
P2 is
0.
0. P2 is 0. Please remember this. P2 is 0. P2 is 0. Here, P2 is 0. Here, of course, even though after this it is showing that it is B. It is B. It is typecasted B. But here, P2 is 0. Now we go back this. Whenever it gets failure, if it is a pointer, you see, are you using pointers here? Is it pointers
Yes,
or not?
Yes,
Yes.
sir, we are using pointers.
Yes. If it is a pointers, yes, you see, what is this? Returns?
Null pointer.
Returns? Yes. Returns null pointer. Here, what is null pointer?
0.
0. That's why here it is showing 0. Understood this? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes. That means here casting is not safe. This is unsafe. But before one is, it is a safe. It is unsafe. See, from how it is identifying it is not safe. So that means it is failure. It is failure. But here it must show to the user it is failure means by using returning what type of value it is returning. Here what type of value it is returning? It is returning what is P2? P2 is not holding the address of A. What is P2? P2 is holding the address of not A. It is holding 0. Correct. P2 is holding 0. If P2 is holding 0, how can you get the data with the help of P2? If P2 is having some address, then you can get the data. Am I correct or not?
Yes, sir.
P2 is 0, we cannot get the data. Definitely, we cannot do further functionality based on P2. Here, you can do anything with the help of P1 because of P1 is having some valid address. This is a valid address, correct? With the help of this address, you can do further activities. But here, what is P2? P2 is having 0. With 0 value, how we will do further activities? We cannot do, no? Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now you got it, Aditya.
Yes,
You have
sir.
asked me about this justification of the statements.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes. So we go very much in detail about this. But in high level, I am explaining you. If it is success, how it will be? It is returning new type. If it is a failure, it returns null pointer. Null pointer means here it returns 0.
0.
Yes. I will share you. Yes, I will share you this. You please do it from your side. Try to understand the concept slowly. Okay. So that's why I have developed this program slowly. Step by step. Please develop a program step by step. Please take down this program. Good. Understood? Done from your end? Yes, sir. Shaurish, done?
Sir, doing, sir.
Yes, please do it. Next we do another functionality.
వస్తున్నా అది వస్తున్నాడు అయిపోయింది ఒక్క 5 minutes ఏం తాళం చెయ్యి
Still doing? Students, you please confirm me. Others are doing or not, I don't know. Wait.
Over, sir.
Palash. Okay, Palash is doing. Patmesh.
Done, sir. Done, sir.
Done? Bhargav Raj. Bhargav Raj. Advait. Amma Anushri.
Yes, sir. Done, sir.
Yes, yes. Understanding concept?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Very good. Very good. Very good. Now, students, you only should tell. Both are having function. What is the function? Show function, correct?
Yes, sir.
But base class show is different. Child class show is different. Different messages are there. Now, you only please should tell about this. You also do it from your end parallelly. A dot. A dot. Show. B dot. Show. Just I am taking this. What is the expected output? Tell me, students. Correct? Hello? Hello, expected output is, if it is A dot show, it will display high class A. It is B dot show, it will display class B. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Because A is for class A object, B is for class B object. Both addresses are different. Based on the addresses, it will take respective function and it will display the result. Nothing new. It is very simple. Now, what I do? I will come after this successful casting. This successful casting. Now you please see carefully what I am doing now. Now B is casted from derived to base. B is casted from derived to base. Derived to base. Derived to base means that P1 is holding the address of the B object. Address of the B object. Within that address, what is the function? B function is there. What is the message inside B? It is having high class B. Now what I do, P1, it is a pointer. We cannot use like a dot show. P1 dot show, definitely it will show you an error because you see, it is a pointer, no? You must use hyphen arrow mark. So I'm using hyphen arrow mark as show function. Now you please tell me what will be the expected result here. What it will display. From A dot show, it is displaying high class A. Here it is displaying high class A. From B dot show, it is showing high class B. Here, what will be the output? Tell me. P1 show.
High class A, sir.
Class A, sure?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Class A.
Class A, we'll see. You see this? You see this?
High class B, sir.
Because what is inside P1? Here, what is inside P1? It is the address of class B only, correct? It is the address of, class B. That is object of B. Address of object. Within that address, what is the function? Function is, this is the function, correct? Even though you typecasted, that is just you typecasted to class A, that's it. But inside that, what is the content within that variable? Content is about object B. Object B is for class B. Inside this class B, show function is having class B only. Understood this?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes.
content does not change, right, sir?
Yes. We discussed about this point a lot in previous classes. Very good. It is succeeded. Yes. The thing is like this. So now you come to this conversion. You are changing address of A to P2. Now we displayed this. I'm taking this. You see carefully here, very important point. This is now here. This is P2. Sorry. P2 type of P2. Now here, what is P1? P1 is having the address of B. Correct. Here, what is P2? What is inside P2 here? Zero. Type of P2 is just I am displaying. Type of P2 is, we'll see this. You please see it, even though after P2 is 0, yes, it is typecasted. It is type of class B. Fine. Type of class B. It is typecasted, but inside P2, what is having 0? Instead of some address, it is having 0. Now you please see carefully. P2, tell me, what will be the expected output? What will be the expected output, student?
Class B, sir.
Class B?
Yes.
Class B, very good. Any other? What is P2? What is inside P2? What is inside P2?
0, sir.
How you are telling that it is displaying class B? It must have some address, no? Correct. It is having 0. Content of P2 is 0. How it will display that message? We'll see. I will run this probe. You see? Is it displaying anything?
So nothing is shown, sir.
Why?
It contains 0.
Yes. It contains 0. How it knows? It's a 0 means it doesn't have information to navigate to particular address, no? If there is an address, then it will go there and it will display. It is having 0. It will not go to anywhere. That's why here it will not do anything. Here it will not go to any function because P2, content within P2 is 0. Here, what is the meaning of this? Whatever the P2 is there, within that address, it is going to invoke the show function. Here P1, what is P1? P1 is nothing but this is address. Within this address, there is a function. So it will take that function, it will display what is inside. But here P2 is nothing but it is 0. Within 0, how can you find show function? There is no show function. That's why it will not display anything. Okay?
Yes,
It will not display anything. So here, see, this is a main important concept. If it returns, it's like it's not success, it is a failure. Even though it is failure, see, it is not invoking respective function. Am I correct or not? Sir, what will happen if it gets failure means it is not invoking show function. Am I correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It does mean that it is a failure. If it is a perfect, if it is a succeeded, it will invoke particular function because it holds some data type, it holds some address. But here it is failure, it is not succeeded. That's why P2 is having 0. That's why it is not invoking the respective function. Now we understood this, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Why I'm telling you this more in detail means definitely students will get one doubt, sir, what will happen if it is failure? If it is a failure, it returns 0. It returns null pointer. If it returns null pointer with a null pointer, what you will do further? Say I want to display show function. With P2, can I display show function? Tell me. Can I display show function? No.
No, sir.
Yes. Anyone is having doubt regarding this?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, no? Yes. So why I'm telling this, this program is, it's giving information about if it is not succeeded, if it is a failure, especially whenever you use pointers, it returns null pointer 0. If it returns null pointer, you cannot do further activities with the help of that variable because it holds 0. Okay? Yes. Now I will go with another program. You please see this. I will take same programs. Now you only please tell me. We have seen this case, correct? Success, we have seen this case. Justified, correct?
Yes, sir.
In failure, we have seen this case, correct? And one more case is left. This is the case. Okay? If the program is having references, what it will do? It rises. Rises. Exception. I will justify that statement now. Same thing. I created program. I created objects for A and B. I displayed type also. Students, you remember or not when we like initial classes, I asked you about exception handling. Actually, in our syllabus, we have a concepts of exception handling. I asked you about exception handling. You people said that, sir, we know very well about exception. You know that? Are you very much familiar about exception handling?
Yes, sir.
Yes, because of most of the students, they said that, sir, we are okay with exception handling. Just we go forward to the advanced C++ concept. That's why I moved on to some other concepts. Remember? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes. That's why I want to start that exception, but some students, they said that, sir, again, why you teach exception handling? That's why I stopped teaching. Now I'm asking you, what is an exception? What is an exception? Hello? Students,
Yes, sir.
what is an exception? Aditya?
Is a problem if it occurs during an execution.
Huh?
Is a problem, sir, if it occurs during an execution of the program.
During the execution of the program, correct?
Yes, sir.
During the execution of the program means during the running of the runtime, correct?
Yes.
Not compile time. Compile time error, runtime error. Runtime error is nothing but we can treat it as an exception, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So exception, we cannot see that exception during compile time. We can see that exception at runtime. Whenever there is an exception, what will happen? It simply stops that program abnormally.
Yes, sir.
Okay. It simply deviates your program. Yes, it will run your program. It will show you the result, but it is deviating your expected result. It gives some other result. Am I correct? That is called an exception. So majorly, most frequently used exception is division by 0. Whenever you have an exception, what you have to do to run the program perfectly, we need to handle that exception, correct? If you handle that exception, then only program will run perfectly. Am I correct or not?
Yes, sir.
For example, if you don't handle that exception, whatever the statements are there after exception, those statements will not be executed. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Before the statement of the exception, everything will be executed. You can see on screen. Suppose 20 lines are there. At 11th line, there is an exception. For 10 lines, you can see output about 10 lines. After 11th line, you cannot see output. It will stop because of that exception only. Correct? So we need to handle that exception. Same thing here. Why I'm telling all this? I will finish this program. Why I'm telling all this? You see, if you use references, If you use references, what it will do? It will raise an exception, correct? It will raise an exception. So whenever it rises an exception, we need to handle that exception. Am I correct? We need to handle that exception. So how can we handle that exception? That is very, very important. So now,
Hello, sir.
yes. Yes, tell me.
We will handle that exception, sir.
Yes, we will handle that exception. I will show you. Yes. Now, yes, you please take down this program. Now I'm just rewriting this. I'm rewriting address of a dot show. Everything is fine. But when you will get exception, whenever you use references, I'm modifying this. A ampersand. Okay, students, getting? Just I'm modifying this. A ampersand. Reference A, RA, reference A ampersand. I'm using references. Just I'm passing. When you use references, just you give B, that's it. Here also derived to base, not by using pointers, by using references. Okay, students?
Yes, sir.
References. Please focus on this. References. So now RA is, maybe first we'll see this. If you get any problem, doing all these comments unnecessarily will get confusion. Type of RA is, comment all these statements. Now I'm running this program. What is that? STD basic char star L value ampersand. Okay, here we cannot display this. Just I'm removing statements. Please. Now you see this type of A, 1A, type of B, 1B, address of A, address of B. Yes, fine. Good. Here, it is not showing any error, means this casting also done successfully, correct or not? Is it showed any warning or any error? No, correct?
Yes.
Yes, no error. That means it gets success. No problem. So now, what I do, please see carefully. Just I'm showing you that statement. Now I'm doing B with B. Reference for B is equal to dynamic underscore cast A. You see this from A to A, from base to derived. Okay. Whenever you do base to derived, you please tell me, will not success. Always you do only downcasting. Not, sorry, what is this? Yes, we are doing downcasting. Whenever you do downcast, then only we need to put more focus on this, because it should be safe. If it is unsafe, we will get some problem. We have seen previously, if it is a base to derivative with the pointers, it returns null pointer. It returns null pointer. Because of that, we have not done any additional functionalities. Now I did same base to derived by using references. Base to derived, that is a downcasting only. Now I'm running this program. You please see carefully. You see this? Students? Hello?
Yes, sir.
See that exception. Exception came. What is that? Terminate called. Abnormally, it is closing the program after throwing an instance. STD, standard. What is the name of the exception?
Bad cast.
Bad cast. Now you see this statement. References. Whenever you use references, it simply raises an exception. What is that exception? What is that exception?
Bad cast.
Yes. Have you seen this? I showed you practically. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes. See, if there is an exception, we need to handle that exception. Because, for example, after this also, if I want to invoke the function a.show, next b.show, again, you please tell me, are these two statements will be executed whenever we have exception?
No, sir.
No. So before exception, it will execute a high class A and high class B. After that execution, again, invoking those functions will not be executed. Suppose if I want to invoke these two functions, what should I do now? Here, where is the exception? Here is the exception, correct? We need to handle this exception. Am I correct or not? If you handle this exception, you can run remaining two lines also. How do you do that? We must use exception handling mechanism. Correct. We must use exception handling mechanism. What is the basic things are required to maintain exception handling? Tell me.
Try, throw, and catch.
Yes. So here I am expecting that within these lines, exception will be raised. So whatever the code you are expecting, there is a chance of getting exception. You keep that code within.
Try block.
Very good. Keeping these two lines within this try code. Good. So with this line, we will not get any exception. It is correct. But with this line, you will get an exception. Correct. Whenever you use try block, you must use catch block. Correct. Am I correct or not?
Yes, sir.
A catch block means, yes, so defaultly we have one keyword, exception. You can take E. Because we need to get that entire, you can take E. Here, how it is displaying the exception here, it is showing that what function it gives the exact information about exception. Before that, and just now we have seen, correct, what is there. I will show you. Copying this. You see this exception. What is that message? That message is coming from what function? What is that message? STD badcast, correct? That
Yes,
what
sir.
is very, very important. If you want to know what is that exception, name of the exception, you must use what. That's why I'm displaying cout. Exception. Message is E dot what. Now, I caught that exception. I handled that exception by using exception handling. Then you can execute remaining two functions, invoking functions also. Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
students? Understood?
Yes.
Exception measures is STD backcast. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So I justified all these statements. With pointers, we get null pointer. If we use references, we will get an exception. Whenever you start using references, you will get an you must handle that exception. Suppose if you don't handle, you cannot execute the program. Correct? So that's why you must decide. While using this dynamic casting, you must decide whether you go with the pointers or references. If you go with references, definitely you must use exception handling. With pointers, you can give like this. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Anyone is having doubt regarding this?
No, sir.
No, sir. Clear, no? Shaurish?
Sir, okay, sir. Good, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. You please wait, I will take your attendance. Students, from next class onwards, see, I have tried to explain about all these casting techniques. Actually, we can finish this casting within 2 classes, 3 classes. But I just have gone through very in detail about each and everything. So you please try to understand it. Okay.